In time, you will know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it, run from it, destiny still arrives. Thanos. Welcome back or welcome to John Armstrong Media. There will be no spoilers for Infinity War, seeing as how right now I haven't even seen the movie. This is everything you need to know about MCU Thanos before seeing Avengers Infinity War. Subscribe, like, and share if you like the content. Thanos is a Titan, a race of powerful, godlike beings that evolved on a planet with which they share the same name. Thanos sought to save Titan when the planet became threatened by an imminent catastrophic event. His idea, however, was considered too drastic and was dismissed by his people, which resulted in Titan becoming subsequently devastated as well as nearly uninhabitable. Another result of this devastation was that the Titan species was on the verge of extinction. When Thanos took my homeworld, he killed my parents in front of me. He tortured me, turned me into a weapon, Gamora. Sometime after Titan's fall, Thanos became a powerful and feared warlord, having gained control over the deadly army of the Chitauri, and thus nearly destroying Gamora's entire race, as well as a Lufamoid family, which led to Thanos stealing two young women from both races, Gamora and Nebula, to be his devoted and deadly assassins. Flesh is weak. Weakness must be cast aside for the sake of power. Thanos. Usually when Nebula lost in a duel against Gamora, Thanos removed a body part from her, which according to him was to make her stronger than Gamora. Aside from Gamora and Nebula, Thanos took in and trained other children as well, namely Corvus Glaive, Ebony Maw, Cull Obsidian, and Proxima Midnight. These four warriors are more faithful and devoted to Thanos' command than Gamora and Nebula. They are known as the Black Order. Thanos desperately wants the Infinity Stones. They are the objects of immense power that hold dominance over various forces that occupy the universe. Thanos successfully obtained the Mind Stone, which he then hid inside a scepter that was capable of manipulating minds. The Tesseract has awakened. It is on a little world, a human world. They would wield its power, but our ally knows its workings as they never will. He is ready to lead, and our force, our Chitauri, will follow. The world will be his, the universe will be yours, and the humans, what can they do but burn? The other to Thanos. Thanos discovered that the Tesseract was on Earth and allied himself with Loki in order to retrieve it, providing him the scepter and the Chitauri army, who would help him conquer the entire planet in exchange for handing over the Tesseract to Thanos. Through the other, Thanos threatened Loki, saying that if he failed in delivering the Tesseract to him, Thanos would force him to endure a new kind of horrific suffering. Despite the vast army of the Chitauri and powerful weapons, Loki was quickly defeated during the Battle of New York by the Avengers, while the scepter / Infinity Stone came into Hydra's hands. The Tesseract was transported to Asgard by Thor along with the now captured Loki. The other reported to his master, who has his back turned, that the Earth's inhabitants were not as weak as they were thought to be. He also declared that challenging the Earth's heroes would be to court death. Thanos rose to his feet, turned around, and smiled at the prospect of the future war at hand. Your politics bore me. Your demeanor is that of a pouty child, and apparently you alienated my favorite daughter, Gamora. I shall honor our agreement, Kree, if you bring me the orb, but return to me again empty-handed, and I will bathe the stairways in your blood. Thanos to Ronan the Accuser. Through many years of searching, Thanos discovered the possible location of an orb containing an Infinity Stone. He reacted by sending Nebula and Gamora to the Cloud Tombs of Praxis under the command of the Kree soldier Korath the Pursuer. Nebula fell victim to a trap during the mission, and Thanos, not one to tolerate failure, forbade Gamora from rescuing her. Nebula was forced to amputate her own arm in order to escape. Thanos brokered a deal with Ronan the Accuser of the Kree Empire. He promised to lend a fraction of his forces in the genocide of the Xandarians in exchange for locating the orb. Ronan and Korath the Pursuer quickly discovered the orb on Morag and attempted to deliver it to Thanos, but the stone fell into the possession of a Ravager called Star-Lord, who was trying to sell it before Ronan could claim it. Unwilling to be denied the stone, Thanos ordered Ronan to pursue Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, and recover the stone, sending Gamora to aid the Kree in his pursuit. Gamora found Star-Lord first, cornering him on Xandar, where he was attempting to sell the orb. Gamora recovered it, but what Thanos did not realize is that Gamora had chosen to cut ties with him. due to the torture she and her many siblings had suffered at the hands of the Mad Titan. Gamora planned to hand the orb over to the Collector, who also sought the Infinity Stones for his own purposes. When Ronan relayed news of Gamora's betrayal to Thanos, which he had learned had been planned for some time, the Kree berated the Mad Titan for not taking the situation seriously and even murdered the other when he lectured Ronan on not showing Thanos respect. Unmoved and undaunted by the other's death and Ronan's complaints, Thanos turned Ronan away, instructing him to return to his task and correct Gamora's betrayal. Thanos then instructed Nebula to take Gamora's place as Ronan's aide. "Boy, I would reconsider your current course." Thanos: "You call me boy? I will unfurl 1,000 years of Kree justice on Xandar and burn it to its core." Then Thanos: "I'm coming for you." Ronan the Accuser. Ronan the Accuser and Nebula both eventually stole the orb from the Guardians of the Galaxy, but when Thanos was contacted by Ronan to be updated on their progress, he was furious to discover that the Kree, having experienced the true power of the orb, intended on keeping the Infinity Stone for himself. Despite Korath the Pursuer telling Ronan that Thanos was the most powerful being in the universe. Due to the horror she endured at the hands of Thanos, Nebula joined with Ronan. Now believing himself superior to Thanos, Ronan promised to come after the Mad Titan once Xandar was destroyed. Unfazed, Thanos cut contact without a word. Ronan would eventually lose his life at the hands of the Guardians of the Galaxy, who gave the orb to the Nova Corps, making yet another Infinity Stone lost to Thanos. "Fine, I'll do it myself." Thanos. With both Loki and Ronan the Accuser having failed Thanos and both of his daughters lost to him, Thanos had finally grown tired of the lack of progress in his crusade and decided to take matters into his own hands. Thanos retrieved the Infinity Gauntlet and began to hunt for the Infinity Stones himself, believing himself to be capable of completing the task while smiling confidently at the prospect of victory. With his ship, the Sanctuary 2, Thanos tracked down the ship carrying the Asgardian survivors of Ragnarok on their way to Earth. And this, my friends, is everything you need to know about Thanos prior to Avengers Infinity War. Please subscribe, share, and turn on the notifications. You know, all that stuff that helps out a channel. Also tell me in the comments below what comic, TV, or movie character you want profiled next. Thank you for joining me. I am John Armstrong Media, and I approve this message.